RJ and I are back. We took our little
Hey
break.
guys.
Yep. And I had some good food, homemade bread, lovely stuff. And we were on to black.
Crap.
Also, before we continue, I said I would tell you what the weighted average for blue was.
hmm
The answer is, if I scroll down a little bit, the answer is 4.6.
Okay.
So slightly better than white, white being 4.3.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of the blue cards didn't seem like underpowered. They just felt very
Average.
situational.
Just a bunch of average stuff, situational stuff, and a couple of bombs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of
All right.
from going through it, I think red will be the strongest color overall in this set, but
Okay.
I think so. Anyway, so here we are. Everything has death touch, and
Yep.
yours don't. Four
Yep.
six.
Um
I think this is in the exact same category as the blue one, although it might be slightly better.
I like it because it's very defensive.
I like it because death touch.
Yeah, like it's very defensive. You can block and kill other creatures. It breaks through a board stall. I think it's better than the blue one.
It's a Gorgon.
It is a Gorgon, which is relevant because Keepsake Gorgon and Hyphonia the Cruel and stuff.
Yeah, because Gorgons are cool, and we need to have a Gorgon deck.
Also, like 2/3 is pretty good. It dodges like a lot of the removal.
It's what I said about
It
the last
dodges.
one, which I think was what was the last one? Archetype of imagination it was a 3-2. Yeah, it has a. It's better than that for two reasons. One, it has three toughness, which means
Yeah.
that it dodges more removal,
hmm Well, not
and
not really, but well,
well,
yeah, kind
it
of.
dodges like three more cards, which is
Yeah, it's
significant.
true.
Um, you can't hit it with the red burn. You can only hit it with like the lightning strike or whatever,
Yep.
and you have to hit it with bounce. You can't minus it out away either.
Yeah.
So it dodges a bit more removal, having three toughness as opposed to two, and despite costing the same ridiculous amount, it gives death touch, which is I like death touch.
Yeah, Death Touch is very good. It's both
If you're playing black
offensive
red,
and defensive.
if you're playing black red, you can have both archetypes. You can give it trample and death touch.
Yeah, which seemed good.
Yeah, I like that. So
I'm gonna put it at 5.5.
yeah, I think this is a little better than the other one. So I
Yeah.
will go with that.
Next one is Ashiok's Adept. It's two and a black for a 1/3 human wizard with heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Ashiok's Adept, each opponent discards a card. Card seems really bad.
Yeah, it costs too much and it doesn't do anything useful. Yay, bad card.
Yep.
And it's an uncommon. Imagine that shit.
Uh, maybe a 4.
Yeah, four. Next up we have, or well, let's try to go a little faster because
Yeah.
next we have asphyxiate, which is very much like the white one.
Mm-hmm.
It is one and two black for sorcery to destroy target tapped creature.
Untapped.
Untapped. Sorry, untapped. The white one was the tapped one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is dude plays bomb. Your turn.
Yep.
Kill bomb.
Yep.
It does
It's
not hit anything tapped. So on that token, like you have to play this against something that does not have haste and against something that cannot or has not attacked yet or won't attack.
there are a lot of there are also a lot of tricks in the format, the tap or untap.
Yes.
So just be aware of that. I mean, I'm not sure what they all are off the top of my head. Like I'm looking at Sudden Storm and stuff. But just like be aware that like this doesn't say destroy target creature.
Yes. You
There's a
can
lot
trick your way
of
out.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that interacts with that.
If they have Springleaf Drum, which I don't know why they would, but let's say they did, you cannot use this.
Yeah, that's true.
So that makes it bad.
It's still
It's
says
pretty bad. It is
asphyxiate.
not Doomblade.
No, it's not Doomblade, but
It is not
it's
an
fine.
instant. It's a sorcery, and it has to be untapped.
Well, yeah, but like you said, like they play their bomb that you destroy it. It's good. Like it's fine.
That's fine, but it's not. It's like barely second tier removal. It's
No,
like I don't know. I'd rather have like straight up destroy target creature.
but that doesn't exist in this format.
Yes, it does.
Well,
It costs 6.
well, yeah, but
Even if it
because,
was destroy, even if it was just like destroy target creature, like with some like condition that doesn't really matter. Like
yeah,
Doomblade, which essentially says kill all creatures because you're black and nobody else will be.
yep.
So it's not
I
Doomblade.
it's not Doomblade. I think it's fine. I'm gonna give it a 5.
I don't think so. I'm gonna give it a 4, which means we'll give it a 4.5.
Okay.
I don't think it's very good.
The next one up is Bile Blight. It's 2 black for an instant that gives target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature -3/-3 until end of turn.
It is a pseudo wrath. Yay!
Kind of.
It's in a way like it's a way of black dealing with white weenie
Yeah,
very well.
not very well because it's with the same name. It doesn't give them all -3/-3.
Well, it gives all the tokens -3/-3.
Yeah, it's a way to for mono blacks to deal with pack rat.
Mono, yeah, and of course kill their own pack rat.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of situations in which you like if you're losing the pack rat race, you want this card.
I think we've just turned this into standard conversation, but yes, this is a potential standard card.
Yeah, I don't think it's fine in limited
It
sort of,
says pay 2 to kill target 3 toughness creature.
or even
Essentially,
more than that. You can like
you might
eke a
get a
lot
2
of
for 2.
value out of this.
You make it a 2 for 1 with it.
Yeah, like
You
it's
might kill
it's
all the tokens in a white weenie deck, and then they will cry.
yeah, or you can like block and then give it -3/-3, and it's an alright card. It's not gonna be much better than like a 1 for 1 in those situations.
Yeah, it's a card that you will play though. It counts as removal, and honestly, this is a better card than the one we just looked at.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I'll
just
give
a
it
5 though, just
five.
a normal average card, I think.
No, I'll give it five point
Five
five.
and a half.
I think you're able to like eke out enough value out of it that it's better than just like the normal 1 for 1.
Okay. Now we're on to the next one. Black Oak of Odunos. Odunos. It's 2 and a black for a 0/5 defender. It is a zombie tree folk. Are there lots of tree folk or no?
No, not in this set. Not that I've seen.
Or in general?
In general, not for a while. I know there were in Lorwyn.
Tap another untapped creature you control. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It is a defender for a reason. This
Yeah.
says you block a bunch of dudes and you pump your guy because it's on defense. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything special.
Yeah, I think O5 might. There might be decks that want this, but overall, it's just going to be not. It's not useful. It doesn't have any sort of like reach or death touch. It's just like a giant guy on the ground to hold the ground, and it's fine at
It's a
that.
defender shade, and that seems like worse than a normal shade.
It's 4.5. It's gonna hold the ground. It's gonna be
You don't want this in your
fine.
deck if you can avoid it. That is the truth. I do not want to play this card.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a super early deck, you want it. But I
Even
mean,
if you're a super early deck, I would still not want this. I would rather have the
yeah, like you don't want it, but you'll play it.
I'd rather have that Guardian 07 that's just chills there.
Yeah, like, but you'll play it.
No, I won't. I refuse.
No,
I refuse.
like you don't think it's playable?
I refuse.
Okay, but if you weren't you would play it.
No. I just wouldn't play it even if I weren't me. I just don't
Okay.
like the card because
I'm
it's a
gonna give it
like
4.5.
it's a 0/5 that you will never do anything else with, and it's only black.
Well, yeah, but it holds the ground. It dodges like most all of their removal. And I'm not saying that it's a good card. I'm saying that they it creates board stalls, and if board stalls are what you want to create, then I could see playing this card.
I suppose. Anyway, moving on. You have another one. Nice guy, mythic.
Champion of Stray Souls, 4 and 2 black for a 4/4 skeleton warrior. For 3 and 2 black, tap and sacrifice X other creatures. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. For 5 and 2 black, put Champion of Stray Souls on top of your library from your graveyard.
See, um, there is only two ways. Remember that we were talking about Baneslayer Angel, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a card that is essentially stupid bullshit like that you cannot cast actually because nobody plays a 5 color deck. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm
Oh,
talking about
yeah,
Chromanticore.
yeah, yeah.
There are only two ways that I can think of getting Chromanticore actually onto the battlefield. One is this card, and the other one is, well, we'll get to it. It's the black faded spell.
In limited, if you like doing nothing with your mana, this is fine.
You can pay mana to do nothing because this card is not good.
It goes well with Black Oak of Odunos because they both don't really do anything.
Yes, and then you can sacrifice the black oak to get something useful
Yeah,
for 5 mana.
and yeah. But I mean, it is a four
Actually,
four.
if you get this guy with Temerate, which is sack creatures,
Uh huh.
you can sort of do shenanigans, but it's still not a very good deck.
For like 10 mana. No,
Yes.
this guy is 6 mana for a 4/4. The text is largely irrelevant. For like 6/4/4 isn't a terrible body, but it's overcosted. I'm gonna
It's
say like
overcosted by
a
2.
4.5.
No, that's not even. No. Like, if you're going to pay 6, you're not getting a 4/4 without it being a flyer. So, does not fly. The other things are relevant, and it does nothing. So, it's like a 3. It is a terrible mythic. Why, Wizards? Why?
Um,
I it's a mythic. I'll take it and I'll
EDH.
sell it. No, even an EDH. Oh, an EDH potentially. Yeah, it's not even legendary though. Bleh.
All right. Next up,
Next up, we have Claim of Erebos. Enchanted creature. It's a 2 cost to enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets 1 and 1 black. Tap target creature or target player loses 2 life.
card is terrible.
This card is about as good as the mill one was.
No, well,
Maybe slightly worse.
yeah, so. Let's say you had
But better than the
a
white one because the white one says gain life, and this is better than gain life.
well. Let's say you had a spell that said like for 2 mana you could deal 2 damage to target player. Would you play it?
It already exists.
What is it?
Freak is cure.
To target player?
Can you target player with that, or is it only creatures?
No, no, no. Creatures are good. You have to be able to target the player. Like that's what this does. It opens you up to 2 for 1s, and you have to pay like 4 mana to like make anyone lose 2 life. It's just bad. Don't
Yeah,
play it.
it's
It's
not a
like
very
a
good card.
2.
Yeah, it's along with the other enchantments that are exactly the same. They all suck.
Now, a good card is Drown in Sorrow. For 1 and 2 black, you get a sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Scry 1. Card's insane. Card's really, really good. In limited, play it. In standard, play it.
Yes, it is a good card. See, this is what you want to be spending your 3 mana on for removal. This.
Yes.
All creatures get -2/-2. Scry 1, lovely, like it. In my deck, please.
Card is probably 6.
Yeah, it's a good card. You want to go like Freakus Cure and this shit and just
Better
like
than
fuck
solid.
people over.
You can like get a lot of value out of this card. 2 for 1s all day if you like, or like a lot of people are gonna misplay this card, I think. Um, but the card's just very powerful, and you get a lot of value if you play it right.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Eater of Hope. Um, this I think is the black one. The black's pre-release card.
Hmm.
I think this is this one. It's 5 and 2 black, so 7 for a 6/4 flyer. That's okay.
Yeah.
One or one black that is. To sacrifice another creature to regenerate it.
Okay.
Regeneration's always good. Sacrifice 2 other creatures for 2 and a black to destroy target creature. So it has removal built in potentially.
Yeah, kind of.
This wants to be played with
Token generating
yeah, some kind of token
things.
generator.
Um,
Like I might seriously no, it's actually costs too much to be played in a standard deck.
yeah,
Even then.
yeah.
But if you're playing like a mono black devotion ish deck in limited, like if you get the chance to play this with that the promo from last set, the black one that generates all the harpies,
Yeah.
this becomes a shotgun.
Just as like a 6/4 flyer for 7, it's really good.
Yeah, and with your regenerate, which is decent, like you can just
Kind you
sack
don't
it to
you
destroy it.
don't really ever like eke out too much value with the regenerate though, because you do have to like sack a creature, but like in theory you could just like attack in, it gets blocked. You know, like you sack a bear to like remove their like 4/5 or something. Like marginal advantages for that.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah,
It costs a little bit.
yeah, it's like a 5.5.
Yeah, it's not one of the better, or it's slightly better than one of the. I think the white one. Was it better
Yeah.
than the white one? Mm, the white one was bring a dude back on the battlefield, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's
Oh,
probably about a 5.5.
yeah.
Where did he go? Eater of
Um,
Hope.
now on to Eye Gouge. 1 mana for an instant target creature -1/-1 until end of turn. If it's a Cyclops, destroy it.
Flavor Blast.
Yeah, really. Um, I'm not sure if this card is like it
Well,
never.
there's that ill-tempered Cyclops.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna require work to get a 1 for 1 out of this card.
No, I
Um,
mean you can hit you can kill white creatures with this, and you can kill like
yeah.
the red Cyclopses with this, and that's it.
Well, no, you could also like attack or make blocks and then just like kill it.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a combat trick. It's not terrible. It's not good. Uh, you should also like work to make it a 1 for 1. Like they have to be playing the right cards, or you have to make the right blocks or something.
I think it's like a 4.5 on this guy.
Yeah, 4.5
It's a
definitely.
sideboard card.
Yeah,
You
I
will
agree.
want one for a sideboard. I can tell you that.
You want at least one for a sideboard. It's a very good sideboard card actually.
It's a decent sideboard card. Like if you're gonna go up against white or you're gonna go up against red, this is a card you might want in your deck.
Yeah, and if your deck's like really weak anyway, like if you don't have any other removal, like you might just play this just like because you just need a way to kill creatures. And
Yep.
like this gets there a lot of the time.
And next up, we have an anti-blue card.
Another one, oh man.
Whenever an opponent draws a card, Faded Unraveler deals 1 damage to that player. It's 4 for a 3/4.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a hag.
It's 4 for 3/4. Every upkeep it deals 1 damage to them.
And if they ever choose to draw another card through
Yeah.
whatever means, they take more damage.
It's not bad. In limited, it's. I think it's overcosted for constructed. I don't see this hitting
Yeah,
constructed.
it's
But
basically turning everybody else's draws into what black does for draw. That's what it does.
yeah. But as a 4 mana 3/4, it's fine. 4 toughness is good and limited. Having the ability tacked on is fine and limited. It's not much better than a 5 though.
Yeah, it's like a 5.5. It's not a great card. It's fine though. I'd play it.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Five,
It's
5.5. Well, I
yeah.
mean, it deals 1 damage each turn. You don't have to swing. It has reach. That's the thing. It has
Yeah, it's true.
predictable reach.
I'll go 5.5.
That's why I gave it a 5.5 because
Sure.
I think it has predictable reach, and that's good.
Alright. Now for Fated Return. 4 and 3 black for an instant. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains indestructible. If it is your turn, scry 2.
This card I want to break, but it costs 7.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, again, this is the only other card I can think about for getting Chromanticore onto the battlefield
Yeah, but
with
I'd rather.
indestructible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think this card's good. I
Nope.
wouldn't play this card.
If you thought,
Um,
if you like, look, Rise of the Dark Realms is better than this. It costs the same, and it does more.
I'm gonna give this card like a 2.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The art is really cool though.
Yeah, he's just like being lifted out of the ground.
Yeah, right?
He's like, no, I'm not dying today.
Nope. No, no, no. Not today.
Yes, exactly. Where did it go? Fated Return. That is just a terrible card. All
Someone's gonna break
right.
it.
Yep.
Not gonna be me.
It might be in a different format though. Actually, you can break it with a very specific red card because you could do a red black bullshit with that. But we'll get to that card.
Speaking of red black,
Yeah, it's
Winotors.
it's a bear with a downside because we're playing black and I don't know why that happens.
Oh man.
Cannot block unless you control another Minotaur.
Yeah, the card's like 4.
Yep, it's just a
Like
4.
there's not much to say about it. I think Minotaur Tribal will be a thing that just like happens sometimes, but I also think in Minotaur Tribal this guy just wants to attack all day. Like it's very rarely a
Minotaur
downside.
Tribal is attack, 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 attack.
Yeah.
You do not block. Alright, next up we have Forlorn Sudama, I
Yep.
guess. It is 3 and a black for a 2/1 Intimidate with Inspired, which means the Inspired will usually go off. It's the pay 3, get a 2/2.
Yep.
Slightly worse than the blue one, but better than the white one because you can actually get it off.
Yeah, I think it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's like a 5. It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, I don't like paying 3 for 2/2s, but if it's repeatable, that's cool. I think I'm gonna
It has
5.5 on
Intimidate,
this.
that's nice, but it's a 2/1, which is why I'm giving it.
Yeah,
I really think it's a 4.5 to a 5 because it's so easily removed by like everything.
yeah. I sort of like that argument, but like, so at worst it goes 1 for 1 with the removal, which is fine. At best, he gets so much value out of it, though. Like at best, it just takes over the game.
I'm thinking 5. Just
I'm gonna go 5.5. Like best case scenario, this gets like a lot more value than a 1 for 1, and like worst case scenario, it goes 1 for 1.
okay. Now you're up.
Forsaken Drifters, 3 in a black for a 4/2 zombie creature. When Forsaken Drifters dies, put the top 4 cards of your graveyard of your library into your graveyard.
If you are playing the Nemesis of Mortals deck, in your deck this goes. If you are not,
No, you just
throw it in the trash can because it is terrible.
yeah, it's bad.
It's a pretty bad card. If you're playing Nemesis Immortals, you can sort of like argue for it, maybe.
Maybe you're playing a bad Nemesis Immortals deck. If you're not, um,
It's a pretty bad card.
again, I think that like the 4/2 body is, it feels aggressive, but it's actually really defensive.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you want to trade up to their 4/5 or to their 5/4.
Yeah,
Or
and like
4/2.
there aren't like 5/4s in this set, but like you could get 1 for 1s out of it. It's not again, I think you have to work for the one for ones. You have to be the right sort of deck for it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
I'm even lower on than it. I'm at a 4.
That's
Now
fine.
here's a
Whatever.
card I like, Guild. It's 3 and a black for sorcery. Exile target creature. Put a colorless artifact token named Gold onto the battlefield. It has sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
It's awesome. I like.
Exile target creature.
Yeah, I like exiling
I have to
gods.
read. I have to read up whether or not this puts it under their control or under your control. The colors token. I think it's under your control.
I would imagine.
So it's removal and ramp all in one card. That is awesome.
Yeah. But at 4 mana, you're not really ramping up into anything.
Sure you are.
Like
You're
turn.
playing black. You're going to drop some gigantic ass on them, and you want more mana.
I agree, but I think like what it really does is exile target creature at 4, add
Exile
sorcery
target
speed,
god.
which is important, which is really important. I think this card is a 5.5
Yep, I want one.
easily. Maybe even more than that. It might be first pickable. Like having removal for 4 in this
I
set
think
is
actually this is a first pickable card because removal, for some reason, the way it always turns out is I tend to see removal as equivalent to a bomb. Like, I know it's bread, but I kind of lump the first two together. Like
um
premium removal, anyway.
removal sort of like depends on like the card quality in their deck, but I don't think this is bad. I think for 4 mana like exiling target creature is really important to the format. I think it's good.
It's at least a 5.5, maybe a 6.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. 6 sounds right to me.
All right, next up we have yours.
Grizzly transformation, 2 in a black for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature when Grizzly transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature has intimidate.
This looks like
Meh.
okay. I mean, it's kind of like the blue one.
Again, like if
It's like the blue one because you're paying. The other one was pay 2 for flying and can only block flying, and this is pay 3 for intimidate and draw a card. And the other one drew a card too.
it's like the blue one, only I'm not sure. I think card draw is worse in black than it is in other colors, just because your cards tend to be like worse by themselves than other colors are.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a way to get damage in if you need to. Although I'd prefer to do the bestow guy that does the same thing.
Yeah, like if you have no other way to win and play this card, but if you do, it just opens you up to 2 for 1s. A lot of the well,
It's
I mean,
not a 2 for 1 anymore because it
it's
replaces
like
itself.
draw a random card off the top of your deck, but it's dependent upon what all the other cards in your deck are. And I think you would rather just play like another creature over this.
If you're digging for removal, I can get that, but this is not probably not the card you want to be using
Well,
anyway.
like, why wouldn't you just play another removal spell there?
Yeah, if you can.
You know, like it's just like a card that you play.
It's about you'd play it about as much as you'd play like Aqueous Form, even slightly less because Aqueous Form is better. Because Aqueous
Yeah,
Form costs 1 and it scries.
yeah. I'm gonna give this like a 4.
That's being nice.
Yeah, that's being nice. That's yeah. But the point is, if you have another creature that's like decent, like even Forsaken Drifters, right? Or you have like another removal spell, play it over this because it's always going to be better than this card.
Yep. Anyway, next on Herald of Torment. It's 1 and 2 black for a demon, an enchanted creature demon.
Yeah.
It has bestow
hmm
for 3 and 2 black. It has flying. It's a 3/3, and at the beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life. It's a really hard one to think about. I mean,
I
it's it's a 3/3 flyer for 3.
Mm-hmm.
with downside of lose one life each turn.
I love this card. This is to me this is what black
This
is
is
in
what black
Magic.
is, but I love black, but at the same time I don't know if the cost of one life a turn is worth the one mana drop in cost.
That I mean I think it is.
It's probably absolutely nuts and bonkers, but I don't know because I haven't played with it yet.
Um. So
I find these kind of cards really, really hard to rate because they are entirely dependent on the format as a whole.
they're also dependent upon like the quality of the cards in your deck. What other cards you're playing? Are you playing life gain? Are you playing? Are you playing just good cards? Like if you're not playing good cards, then you can't win before you like die. Um.
Because like if you're playing the Hopeful Eidolon, you attach the Hopeful Eidolon to this. You're
Yeah.
like, fuck
Exactly.
that, I don't care. Because then it doesn't matter
Exactly.
anymore. You're gaining more life than you're losing. But I don't know if by itself it is worth the one life a turn loss.
I think it's very good. 3/3 for three is really good.
3/3
Um.
flying for three.
Yeah. 3/3 flying for three is insane.
Bestow for five.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it. I'm going to give it. I'm gonna give it a 6. I think this card's really good.
I kind of agree with you. Like, I'm just hesitant about it because I don't know. It's highly dependent on you and your opponent for how good it will turn out to be.
Yeah,
More so than, like, a lot of other cards.
I think it just has the potential to just spiral out of control, though.
Okay, up to you now.
Marsh Mist Titan, is 6 and black for a 4/5 creature giant. Marsh Mist Giant costs X less to cast, where X is your devotion to black.
That seems like a fun card.
Yeah. Um.
Think about it this way: if you cast like if you're playing black in general, you'd probably have like three devotion, and you'd cast this for four. That seems like about what would happen. You're either gonna cast this for four or five,
Which doesn't seem bad. I mean, if you have two, it becomes like a 5 mana 4/5,
and if
which
you
is
have
fine.
three, it's a 4 or 5 for four, which is nice. And then
But like,
there's the like a late game top deck. If you're in like a stalled board state, is a one for a 4 or 5, and that's just stupid.
well, at that point, it doesn't even matter because like, it doesn't really matter how much it costs
Yeah,
unless you have other things to do with your mana. That is.
yeah.
Um, I could see it being very good. I think if just a normal creature is a 5, then this has got to be a 5.5 because like, it's just even at 7 mana, like. Let's say it costs 6 mana, or 6 mana for 4/5 is like not good, but probably you'll have two blacks of motion at least by then.
So
So like
you would
5 mana
expect
for
this to cost 4 or 5, like on average in
yeah,
that range.
5 mana for 4/5 is good is about average. 4 mana for 4/5 is better than average.
Yeah, so it's just an average dude, an
Yeah,
average, slightly large Titan
and
dude.
it has more upside than that as you the more you the better you get with it.
Yeah, if you're doing the Gary deck, this is like your dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
I'm just gonna give a generic 5 because I don't see it being particularly great most of the time. I just more see
So
it being just generally chill.
okay,
Average
you're up.
dude. Next up we have Necrobite. Um, 2 and a black for instant. Target creature gains death touch until end of turn. Regenerate it. That seems like a nice trick.
Yeah. It's a very nice trick. It's a little bit. It costs a little bit much. Like you pass turn with like 3 mana up and one like 2 mana, one black up, and they're like, all right, Necrobite, and like they just get to play around it a lot. Like it's really obvious when you have this card and when you don't. Um, that said, it's just really good. Like,
It's a card that you like and I like, and it's a card I would like in my deck. Um,
um,
it's the kind of thing where, like, a lot of these cards, it says three, but you're not casting it on turn three. I mean,
yeah,
why
no,
would you?
it's this is
This is what
this
you do with your Blood
this
Toll
is
Harpy.
this is never gonna be worse than a 1-for-1 removal spell.
Yeah, you're going to throw it on your Blood Toll Harpy on like turn six to block something stupid.
Yeah, yeah, and like as 1-for-1 removal goes, like it's good. I think it's 5.5 easy.
Yeah, it's a 5.5.
You know.
I'm tired.
Yep. Next up is Nyxborn Eidolon for 1 black. It's a 2/1 enchantment creature spirit with bestow for 5. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1.
It's a 2-1
Um,
for 2, which is okay. It's not great.
yeah.
We've already established that that's not good. Um,
Bestow for 5. You give like a creature +2/+1.
it's not very good.
It seems a little bit lower than average.
Yeah, it seems like a 4.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Where did my guys go? Alright, next up we have Ordinos River Trawler. 2 in a black for a 2/2 zombie, and when it enters the battlefield, return target enchantment creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Which is actually not bad. And then it has white, sacrifice it to return target enchantment creature from your graveyard to
Yeah,
your hand. I like this guy.
yeah. It fits into a really nice niche where like you curve out and then you play things and then like they deal with all your things and then they're like, all right, this guy get it back.
Yeah, like they spend their removal on something like your black intimidate bestow guy,
Yeah,
and you're like, no, now I have back. You have to remove it again. Sorry.
exactly. It's just a way to gain card advantage. It's not it's not the most aggressive of cards. It's not. I've talked a lot today about like getting ordealed out of the game. If you're playing a deck with this in it, you're probably getting like ordealed out of the game.
This is the kind of thing which is like supporting your bestow strategy. This is a bestow
Yeah,
strategy card for a
like
bestow deck.
you never want more than one of these. I don't think.
Yep,
But
it is not like a lot of
you
cards.
might even want to sideboard. Like there's just a lot of matchups in which this card is never going to do anything. But like the 1 or 2 matchups where it does is going to be so good.
Better in sealed than in draft though.
Definitely, definitely. In draft, I would play it in the sideboard, but it's a really, really good card out of the sideboard.
In sta-
In sealed,
in sealed
maybe
in sealed, I would play this main board if I had a
a really grindy deck.
not a grindy deck, but just like a bestow heavy deck.
Yeah,
Like I was
I'm not.
playing
I'm
at
not even
the
sure I do
PTQ I
that.
played with you. I had a what was it? Blue, green, and
Red.
red enchant deck or
Yeah,
bestow deck. So in light of something like that, I would totally consider playing something like this.
I don't know. Like it's a bad target for bestow.
It's not very good in white, so like black white, I just feels terrible.
I think this is the kind of card that you want black white. Like you just want to like grind out your opponent
Yeah, you want to gain life and lose life and do dumb things in
and just
black white.
grind out your opponent, and that's what this does. Like I think this card is
It's fair. It does what it's supposed to do, but it's not very good. Like I mean, it's good, but it's not like
I'm gonna call it a 4.5.
yeah, it's probably
But like it's a really solid 4.5. Like it's gonna come out of the sideboard in the
solid
matchups where
sideboard.
you want it, and it's gonna like do work. On to Pain Seer. One in a
The
black,
half a bob.
one in a black for a 2/2. Already fine. It's a human. That's cool. It has Inspired. When Pain Seer becomes untapped, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's converted mana cost. In limited, this guy's a bomb. Like with all the stuff we've seen today, with like they can trigger Inspired. This guy's just gonna like draw you cards.
Yep.
Be careful though, like you don't want to play this in a deck with like Marshmith's Titan and stuff.
This is the kind of, yeah, you don't want to play anything with like high mana cost. If you're going to play this, your curve kind of wants to stop at like 4, maybe 5,
Yeah.
because if you don't, you're going to kill yourself. And Bob, this is not.
But even as like a 2 mana 2/2 that like attacks in for damage early game and then draws you cards, like its cards just very good.
It
Um
might see standard play though, potentially.
I kind of doubt it because like in standard like the more cards you put in your deck that like don't like it depends upon like if we can play a deck with like inspired enablers that like also do other things when there's nothing around to inspire.
Yes.
I was screwing around with like this card and Rouse Eric and stuff, and it seemed fine. Also, they're like it might be playing center. I don't think it's Bob. Like it's not that good, but it's a solid 6.
Yeah, it's a decent card. I like it.
Yeah. You're up.
All right, let's see what's next. What should we give this anyway? PNCR.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah, that's about
Like
right.
it's better than a 5 or 5.5. Like it's just very good.
Yep, all the way over on the right side. Got to go back. Let's see what we got next. Sanguinmancy. This is another interesting card, and it's an EDH card for sure.
Yeah.
Draw X to your devotion to black, and lose X equal to your devotion to black.
Mm, you don't think this is gonna be played in mono black?
I don't know because mono black, if they do play this, they have a huge chance of killing themselves. You cannot play this against a burn deck, an aggro deck, like anything like
Uh,
that. You
no, no,
can
I'm
play
talking
it
about
against like standard or against
yes, sideboard against like Sphinx
control.
draft decks.
Yeah.
This card's insane. But as far as we were talking with like Marshmist Titan before. You have like 2, 3 Black Devotion floating around is like 5 mana to pay like to draw 3 cards. Is that worth it?
Um, it's like that's the thing about this card. I don't know. I mean, it is drawn black, and that's kind of a thing. Like,
Yeah, it's important, but um, you know, it is a sorcery. It does take up your entire turn 5. Um,
it hurts you.
are you gonna be able to ever draw more than like 2 cards reliably with this card? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Yeah, I think it's a 4.
Yep.
I think the times where it's good, it's gonna be really really good, and then like the majority of the time you're gonna be playing against an aggro deck or like you're gonna be trading things off and like you're gonna draw this card and you'll be like, all right, like 5 mana, draw 2 cards, like use up my entire turn, and then just die.
Yep.
You
Anyway,
know.
on to the next card, and this one's a little bit better, and it's common. So
Mhm. Servant of Timuret. 2 and a black for a 1/3 zombie. It has inspired. Whenever it becomes untapped, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. And for 2 and a black, you can regenerate him.
that sounds wonderful. I like that kind of card
Um,
because you can
I,
use it in an anti-aggro strategy where you play him and you regenerate the shit out of him. And it's
yeah.
sort of like a dirtily match. You can just turn him sideways and regenerate to drain one each turn.
The only thing I like, his regenerate costs a lot of mana, a
It
lot of
does.
mana, and I think that
Well,
like
it's the same as the 1/1 actually. I think that one costs 3 also.
the one did I think that card was good.
It was playable sometimes.
Yeah, and
This
I
is better.
mean, I don't think this
This
is
is a
good.
1-3, and it's better. That one costs 1 to play, this costs 3 to play, but it does have an inspired ability that has reach, and in a really grindy game, you can win with this, but
Yeah, but I'd rather play Odinose River Trawler in a grinding matchup than this guy.
depends on what your deck is, I guess.
Or like Scholar of Athreus.
Yeah, Scholar's probably better.
Yeah, like I just don't think his has very good.
He's okay. Like a 3.5, 4.
Yeah, I'll go there, sure. Yeah, 3.5, 4, fine.
Alright, you're up. Or am I up?
You're
I'm
up.
up. Strike, or Shrike. Shrike?
Strike.
Shrike Harpy. Um, it is a 2/2 flying for 3 and 2 black with tribute 2. That is, choose a person, they can 2 counters, whatever. If it wasn't paid, target opponent sacrifices a creature.
This I like, sort of.
It gives them a choice.
It does give them a
It actually, in
choice.
fact, gives them 2 choices.
Two choices?
Yeah, the
Well,
first
yeah, yeah, yeah.
choice is whether or not to tribute, and the second choice is what to sacrifice.
Yeah. Um, but there's a situation where this is gonna be useful. I think it's a trap. I think most tribute cards in this set are a trap.
There are a couple of exceptions.
Yeah, but I think mostly like I don't think this is ever gonna be a 4/4 flyer unless they can deal with it. I also think like I think most of the time you just like pay 5 mana to kill their bear, which is bad.
Yep. Now, in sealed, it's probably slightly better because sealed is more dirtly, and you can sort of use it as removal ish, and that's always important. Is just remove dudes.
Kind of. I don't know. It doesn't seem very good.
It's just bleh.
Like I would you pay like 5 mana in any limited format to just like make them sack a creature?
No.
That's what this is gonna be the majority of the time.
Yep.
And at least find is 2/2 flyer, which is cool, I guess. But like I don't know, it like blocks in trades with Vaporkin. That doesn't seem good. Like I guess you get a 2-for-1 out of it a lot of the time, but
I'm gonna
there's
give
something to
this
be
like
said.
a 4.
There's something to be said for card quality, and I don't think like either of the two cards you get out of this are going to be very relevant when you cast it. I'll give it a 5.
I'm really like, I don't know.
I think 2-for-1s are very powerful limited. And I think this just like is a 2-for-1.
It is a
Even
two
if it's
for one, but
even
it
if it's like
costs a
the
ton.
worst 2-for-1.
It also costs a ton.
Yeah.
All right, next one up for you.
Spiteful Returned, 1 black. For an enchantment creature zombie, a 1/1. Um, it has a bestow cost of 4. Whenever Spiteful Returned or enchanted creature attacks, defending player loses 2 life. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. This card is insane.
Yeah, it's a good card.
This card is really good.
It's a bestow card. You don't really want to cast this straight out. What you
Yeah, no,
do, however, want
it's
to
Hope
bestow.
Eidolon. It's like the new Hope Eidolon. Like it's gonna be very good.
Yeah, it's you're going to attach it to the intimidate one, and you're going to turn it sideways, and they are going to lose a lot of life.
Like this is a 2-for-1. Bar like they're just gonna need to use 2 removal spells on this card.
Yeah, because you're going to bestow it on something. They're going to have to kill that, and then they're going to have to kill this.
Yeah. Easily a 6.
Yeah, it's a
Easily.
great card. I will. This is like a potential first pickable card.
Yeah, this is like this is your card for
Yep,
sure.
that is one of my cards. Like I would be playing blue black if I can possibly do it,
Yeah,
or black red. I like both of those.
yeah.
Anyway, War Chanter of Mogus. We
Hmm.
have a 3/3 for 5 that is 3 and 2 black. If you notice, there is a lot of double costed things in black, especially, and that is because of
Gary.
yup,
Yeah.
and any other devotion. It's a very devotion-y thing. Is black.
Hmm.
All right, it's got inspired, and when it when it is inspired, that is when it untaps, it gains intimidate, or target creature gains intimidate. So this is the kind of guy when you attack with it once, it's not being blocked again.
Yeah. It spirals out of control real quick.
Yeah, it's also Minotaur.
Yeah.
It also costs one too much,
Does it though?
probably.
I don't
Um,
know if you can like.
the thing with this card is it's a 3/3 for 5. If you get to attack with it, it's great. If you don't get to attack with it, it's absolute. Well, it's just a three
Well,
three
you
for
could
five.
even play with like other inspired enablers.
Yeah, you need to inspire this for this to be a usable card.
I think you trigger inspired enough for this card to be
Actually,
insane.
I know how to get this guy working. What you do is you play this guy, and then you use the Fanatic of Mogus to give him Intimidate the first time.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to do with this guy. You'd have to use the Fanatic of Mogus, and
Or like Cavern Lamp Adder, or like this card is just very good.
that's
It
what I'm thinking. it requires one of a number of cards in black that you want to be playing anyway.
if you get in there even once, like you, it just demands a removal spell.
Yes, it demands removal spell before you even get it in once
It
because the
it demands
potential
a
is
yeah,
there.
it demands a response.
Yes.
Which is what I like. But it's not.
It,
It's never gonna be that much better than a 1 for 1.
yep. I would
Um,
start thinking about this as a five, 5.5.
5.5. Yeah, 5.5 seems fair. Like the potential upside of this is just wins the game. Like it just takes over the game. Um, Most of the time it's gonna be 1 for 1. Every once in a while they won't have a thing for it, and it'll just win.
Yes, and here we are on to. Oh, is this the last card?
Yep. Weight of the Underworld.
Weight of the Underworld. Is this you or
3 and
me?
a
Yeah,
black
it's you.
for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -3, -2. Seems real good.
Yeah, it's a way to kill a 2 toughness creature.
It is. Um,
If only you had a way to bring it back to your hand after it was in the
yeah.
graveyard. Hmm.
I think there are a lot of, it. I think there are a lot of relevant 2 toughness creatures. Um, Also, you just like shrink bigger guys and just like get there. I would like to see it at like 3 mana, but 4 mana is reasonable. It's not like the best thing ever.
It's just average-ish, maybe slightly under average, I think.
No, like you can like it kills a lot of things in the format. You use it to give like a lot of like put it this way, you put it on a Nessian Asp, and the Nessian Asp does 1 damage until the monster's dead. That's
Yeah,
huge.
that
Like
is
it's
something.
and like you get to attack through it. I think the card's very good.
I don't know. Are
I
you
think
there?
it's gonna be 5.5. I think there are gonna be enough ways that you can just like put this on it, swing with this creature. They can't block it now because they like kill it, like because you kill their creature.